In the news of the day, we just received confirmation from Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, that the desired reduction in interest rates of 50 basis points, which is equivalent to 45%, will take place. We are going to discuss the implications that this may have for the market in a moment because it is a really significant matter. However, not just yet. Since the beginning of the day, Gary Gensler and the SEC have been in a great deal of trouble, which is very encouraging. This document from Citibank, on the other hand, is not as optimistic about the cryptocurrency industry and XRP in particular because they are still being the subject of legal action. In this piece of writing, you will learn about the big reset and how fortunate you are to be able to make use of it at this very moment. It's possible that you're curious about what the big reset is. In layman's terms, the big reset refers to the phase of recovery that occurs after a significant amount of time has passed during which consolidation, sideways momentum, or corrections have occurred. Unfavorable price performance across a variety of asset classes and categories of assets, Citibank demonstrates to all of us, including you, why it is in our best interest to make the most of this opportunity. In this particular instance, however, it is difficult to determine when this kind of investment ought to take place. The majority of the time, it occurred in the past when there was unrest on the street, when prices were at their lowest, during recessions and other similar circumstances. Having said that, Citibank has confirmed that the significant restart is definitely going to take place this time, and it has already taken place. It was a very horrible slump. In the same way, all asset groupings, including cryptocurrency such as XRP, are positioned to deliver powerful benefits simultaneously. As a result of this, investors ought to adjust their expectations regarding the market and devise their own trading techniques in order to make the most of this established reality. In addition, I would want to discuss this particular issue regarding recessions from Citibank. Does the statement made by Citibank imply that there will be no recession, or that it is irrelevant if there is a recession because the major restart has already started and will continue regardless of what happens? I'll make that in order to link my point to the decision that the chairman of the Federal Reserve made to reduce interest rates by 50 basis points. Despite this, I am quite optimistic about the near-term and long-term bull trend in cryptocurrency. To begin, this is what we can see in this post that Chad has made. This graph documents the instances in which the Federal Reserve reduced interest rates by 50 basis points. It is a coincidence that this gray area has appeared each time the Federal Reserve has reduced interest rates by 50 basis points, which indicates that a recession is taking place. Each and every time, regardless of the circumstances, it's important to keep this in mind, even though it doesn't necessarily guarantee that the same things will happen again. Therefore, in this sense, the remark indicates that there is a significant opportunity to make a great deal of money, despite the fact that a slowdown is on the horizon. Now let's have a look at this post by Smoke, which substantiates the notion that reductions in interest rates by central banks on a global scale will be beneficial for both gold and cryptocurrency. This is due to the fact that monetary policies implemented by central banks have a direct impact on the flow of liquidity and capital into assets such as cryptocurrency. Furthermore, given that XRP has such strong ties and partnerships with central banks all over the world, an exchange-traded fund ETF is on the way thanks to Grayskull's Trust, which has just launched, and the lawsuit is about to come to an end very soon. We will now discuss this topic in greater detail. Having said that, you can bet that the central bankers will support XRP as soon as they are able to do so. The cryptocurrency market is poised for a robust comeback as this cycle of rate decreases continues to play out. Consequently, this brings me to the topic that I will discuss in a moment, a robust rebound, which is characterized by a decrease in price followed by a significant increase. The market, on the other hand, does not appear to be aware of which direction it should travel at this moment. I guess I presumed in the future, there will be a period of price decreases followed by a significant increase in price. Due to the fact that there has been an increase in the amount of discussion around this 50 basis point cut over the previous 3 to 4 days, the price of Bitcoin has decreased at present moment. The fact that Bitcoin experienced a small decline and then rebounded to reach the support level at $60,000 is indicative of the fact that the market may have previously prepared for this conclusion, and that in the event that a decline does occur, it may not be of a significant magnitude. In addition, please keep that in mind. Once again, it won't make a difference in the near term, particularly during the next few weeks, but it will in the grand scheme of things. Currently, there is a bull run in cryptocurrency with rate card graphics. After receiving confirmation from Citi that you should make advantage of the tools that are available to you and learn more, I decided to create a Discord group that anyone may join without cost. Presently, there are 330 of us working toward the goal of achieving financial independence, and each day we acquire new knowledge and join additional groups. Please do not hesitate to become a member of the family. The text that follows will contain a link that will allow you to join. On the other hand, now that the initial rate cuts have been completed, I do not believe there are many things that can continue to keep the price of XRP at a lower level. The Securities and Exchange Commission and the guidelines that are now being implemented are the only ones that come to mind. Having said that, this is a really significant post that was written by Elena Terrett, a reporter for Fox Business Magazine. At the meeting of the Financial Committee that took place today, Dan Gallagher, Chief Legal Officer of Robinhood, provided a fresh and compelling testimony. It's a major deal. because Robinhood only recently reintroduced XRP to the stock market, and because he once served as a commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). It is possible that you are underestimating the significance of this quotation from Robinhood by Dan Gallagher to individuals who possess XRP. After that, Dan Gallagher discussed how Robinhood attempted to register with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) throughout the course of 12 meetings and calls that were stretched out over a period of 18 months, which is equivalent to a year and a half, which resulted in the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) sending a Wells warning to Robinhood, which is an absurdity. In their ongoing battle against the cryptocurrency business, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is always advocating for transparency. However, according to Gallagher, the SEC staff did not reply to Robinhood's requests for assistance or comments on registration. Gary Gunter was not the only person who voiced their disapproval of the agency in front of Congress. Everyone who was present did so. This is due to the fact that the commission has been able to carry out this task ever since. However, they were not successful in doing so. Within a short period of time, they were meant to establish at least a fundamental regulatory framework for digital assets. Some quite furious remarks, and he wasn't the only one who said them. Evidently, United States Congressman Warren Davidson asserts that Gary Gander and the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) have intentionally made it more difficult to custody dip Bitcoin. He is making the assertion that this has been their plan from the beginning, which is a significant indictment, despite the fact that I do not personally disagree with it. Following that, the chairman of the Republican Party, French Hill, stated that rather than making the law more transparent, by carrying out its duties, Gensler's C technique has led to an increase in the level of uncertainty and confusion that exists in the market, and this is precisely what users of Ripple and XRP have been trying to tell you about for a number of years now. On the other hand, the majority of you have scoffed at us and referred to us as con artists or touts. The chief legal officer of Ripple, Stuart Alderati, once again set off a firestorm against the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) by announcing earlier today that they had been sanctioned by a court due to the fact that they went against the law by committing fraud against the court. Instead of asking why they do what they do, which would be a ludicrous question, the question that has to be asked is why they still have jobs. Pay close attention to this. However, I do not believe that the SEC has become the most significant regulator in the world when it comes to cryptocurrency. Just like everyone else, I go to different locations all over the world. In Singapore, the United Kingdom, the European Union, Brazil, and Dubai, I have been hired by those in charge of different things to work with them. Not a single mention of the SEC is made. In point of fact, I am of the opinion that the current administration has caused a significant amount of damage to the credibility of the organization in comparison to how it seemed while Dan was serving as a commissioner. She is here with me. All right, now, however, give it some thought. One of the officers in the police force works by themselves. This law has not been altered. According to the law, they have not been designated as the beat cop. A judge has informed them that they are not adhering to the regulations in the appropriate manner in our case. Regarding your case, they have been instructed by a judge to cease behaving in a haphazard and arbitrary manner. In the case of Debtbox, which took place in Utah, the defendants were sentenced by a judge for conducting a fraudulent act against the court system. There is no doubt regarding the reasons behind their actions. The question that needs to be answered is why they continue to hold positions. All of the other people, I believe, have gone on. They are aware of the significance of the technology due to the fact that it has the potential to generate new ideas, generate tax revenue, and create new jobs. However, they also want to establish regulations that will protect clients, maintain the integrity of the market, and prevent dishonest individuals from entering the market. If such is the case, then they intend to carry out that action.